I've struggled with this my whole life. Just made me so insecure and life-changing. Thank you, Dr. Lebowitz.
Once again, Dr. Jonathan Lebowitz at the Long Island Gynecomastia Center in Long Island, New York. So, second case of the day. He just traveled from the UK. So he's got puffy nipples. That's pretty much what he's got. He can tighten up a little bit, really not lose any poundage, but I think he could go to the gym, lift a little bit of weights there, do some sit-ups, do some push-ups, do some crunches, but he does not need any liposuction. He really just wants to get rid of these puffy nipples there. So through my stealth incision, where the water meets the beach, right underneath here, I will be making a perfect incision right underneath there and getting out these glands to absolute perfection. Looking at him generally right now, maybe the left side's a little bit bigger than the right side, minutely, but they're about even in size. Once this is done, he'll feel more confident where he can start to build muscle. So I get people from literally around the world, a lot of people from the UK. So in a minute, I'm going to mark him, give him a little Novocaine right here in preparation for the more Novocaine right around there, and you'll see firsthand our surgery. So this is numbing. This hydro dissects the gland, makes it perfect. So now we're in the operating room. He's already numbed up. I think you can appreciate the vasoconstriction. Vaso means blood, constriction means constricted. So it's all white. So with the epinephrine I add in the local, it's all, there'll be a bloodless perfect field. So where the water meets the beach, from about 7 to about 4, make a beautiful, perfect incision. Through the skin, down to Mr. Gland. Little cautery. See what a cautery does if you look down right here? Got a little vein right there. Boom. Just gets it.
Can you see that in the mirror?
So now this is gland, and the yellow is fat. Now right here, that's the nipple. It's always attached to ground zero, which is the nipple. If I pull it, you see right there. I want to leave a little shelf, little support. So leave a little bit more than you think, because then when you get it out, you can always trim a little bit. So leave a little cuff for support. And that's the cuff underneath the nipple, which in a minute, so that's the gland. Mr. Gland, see Mr. Gland? That's all fibrous, a little fat attached to it. A little thick I may get right there. Let's get that right now while we're talking about it. So a little thickness around. Again, you can always, when you first do what I just did, you can always go back like I'm doing and take, but once if you take it too thin, then it's done. You can't glue it back in. And that's great, still a little thick. You got a little fat going on here, we'll trim that a little bit. So now the gland is out, but he's got all this kind of fat going on here. He's not nearly fat, but I want to just kind of trim him. takes the beach. Dissect down. And I can kind of compare the thickness of the flap, which is perfect here, thickness of the nipple, which is perfect, thickness laterally, inferiorly, and medial. So we're about 90% there. I did a pretty good job. Carving a little bit towards the lateral part, where the pec muscle is. I want to create a little space there. Is that a good pectoralis shape? Come down inferior here. So we've got not a bump there. And medially, carve that a little bit, dehydrate it perfectly. And look underneath here. Make sure everything's to my absolute satisfaction. And this is about, in my remembrance from the other side, it looks even and perfect. Because I do guarantee my results. So if anybody comes to me and says, "Doc, one side's a little bit bigger than the other," I do it without cost. All right. So here I take some of this muscle fascia. It's not muscle, it's muscle fascia. Grab it. And kind of get up in here and bring it up in there to lift. And make a sad chest, droopy sad chest, into a lifted happy chest. Now remember, he's going to have a little indentation there for two reasons. One is I did remove the gland. Two, he's swollen like a donut around there. And three, when he lifts his arm up, he should have a little bit of a concavity there. Good. Should have a little bit of a concavity there. That's normal. And four is that I know from experience, scar tissue will form there. That's inherent. Yeah. Yep. That's inherent. Scar tissue will form. So if you don't do this, in my knowledge of healing and gynecomastia, what'll happen, he'll have scar tissue and he'll call me up and say, "Doc, I think my gynecomastia returned." And I'll say, "Nah, it didn't. It's just scar tissue." Just at the edge. Inverted stitches. These are self-absorbing. They go by themselves. The right side, right there. The left side a tad bigger. Just what I thought preoperatively. Yeah. Slow. Good. Perfect choice.
Well, everything went well. No pain at all. Our glands are gone. Life-changing.